Okay, hello everybody and welcome back to the Gentry Open. We are getting ready for round 5 and we will have Jelle Geesling, who is on 4-0, currently undefeated, versus Pepijn de Greze on 3-0-1, so 3 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw. That means Jelle would probably like to draw into the top 8, but unfortunately this is not an option for Pepijn. This is going to be a bit of a nail biter. On table 1, this is table 2. On table 1 we have 2 undefeated players who can draw into the top 8. I think that is Mats and I forgot the other name. We have a lot of interesting people on 3 and 1, so it looks like we will have a very impressive top 8 possibility here. So just to be clear, if Jelle loses this round, he's probably still in the top 8 if he gets to draw the next round, which is very likely. For Pepijn, he could in theory draw and then hope to win the next round, but it seems a lot safer to try and win here and maybe offer the draw if he looks like he's in a losing position. So there might be some ID politics coming into play this match, but let's hope it won't be too bad. As for the decks, Jelle is on his blue, white, red. Is it just blue, white, red? Yes, just blue, white, red blink deck. Alsjeblieft? Ja, doe maar. Is on his blue, white, red blink deck, centered around Felidar Guardians and friends, while Pepijn is on, I think, Grixis control. Yes, blue, black, red, with just a bunch of really solid control decks. He is a Weaver of Lightnings, as a long time no see. Void Shatters, a rarely played card because of the uncommon requirement. Oh, and he has 1 Trophy Mage to go look for. I suppose Dynavolt Tower? Is that 3 mana? Yes, he plays Dynavolt Tower, which is a pretty good indicator of what we can expect. In the meantime, yes, Jelle has mulliganed down to 6. I think Pepijn kept his opening 7s, and we are off to the first game of the 5th round. Let's see if Jelle can clutch his top 8 slot. A win here would put him at 5-0. With a draw next round, that would probably mean he's top seed for the top 8. Pepijn can secure his, probably secure his slot with a win here as well. So a big game, a big match for both of them. So we have an Ether Theorist as the first relevant card on the board here. Why did I put... Oh, Saheeli. So from now on, Jelle... Pepijn has to respect the fact that Jelle can infinite combo with a Felidar Guardian at any point, forcing his mana quite a bit. Attacks the Saheeli down, but even if he keeps doing this, Saheeli stays on 3 energy, which is just enough to have to go infinite. And that was a Felidar Guardian, I suppose. I was afraid this was going to be a long match, but it might be different. So with the Saheeli, Felidar Guardian comes into play, blinks the Saheeli. So when the Saheeli comes back into play, it's technically a new permanent that has not used her Planeswalker ability yet. That means it can make another Failure Guardian token, which then blinks the Sahili, which becomes a new permanent, which gets to make a token again, etc. etc. You make infinite cats and you swarm your opponent like the crazy cat lady Yala apparently is. So yes, even in this format, the combo is real. There are even some people playing Call the Gatewatch just to have access to 2 Sahilis. So let's have a look at this sideboard, shall we? The advantage that Pepane has right now is that Yala has no idea what exactly he needs to expect from this deck and is probably expecting more an improvise-oriented build of Grixis with a touch of Tezzeret and the likes. But that's not what Pepane is playing. In his sideboard he has 3 Shocks, 2 Die Young, 3 Negates, 3 Boiling Earths and 4 Thermal Alchemists. So he has a bit of a transformational sideboard with the Alchemists going on. But I think we will probably see the Shocks and the Negates as all... That's 3 Shocks, 3 Negates, because that's 6 cards that can stop the combo before it even happens by negating the Chandra or by shocking the Sahili that's on 1 loyalty after she tried to make a copy of the Felidar Guardian. So he has the tools to interrupt that combo. And a lot of control elements anyway, so he's far from dead to this. Of course, if Yala just Luxex into the combo like he did just now, there's not a lot he can do. In the meantime, Yala, who will be sideboarding mostly blind, has access to 2 Fragmentize, 1 Decommission, 1 Select for Inspection, 4 Fortified Rampants, 2 Dispels, 2 Negates, 2 Revoke Privileges and 1 Shock. Not sure how he's gonna sideboard, as I'm pretty sure he has no idea what is going on exactly. Okay, 22 viewers and counting. Welcome everybody. Again, a nice invitation. If you're from outside our local community, feel free to put your location in the chat. Generate some hype for this awesome budget version of Standard. Players are still sideboarding. I see some negates already in the deck for Pepane. I think I saw a Thermo Alchemist past there as well. Ah, Thermo Alchemist puts pressure on the Sahili as well. But that's a bit of the danger with playing against this deck, is that it's not all about the crazy cat combo. Yala plays a very capable Blink deck that just happens to have Sahili in it because it synergizes so well with all the rest of his deck. Okay. So players are shuffling up for game 2. And let's hope for 2 opening 7s, an interactive game, and no infinite cats thrown at other people for a change. So we see 1 opening 7, and Pepane seems to go down to 6 cards. Now, as Yala proved in the previous game, that does not mean you cannot win anymore. Okay, let's see if the 6 that Pepin is going to will serve him better. Yellow waves. I hope everybody waved back and felt really silly for sitting at home waving at their monitors. And we're on our way. Pepin chooses to keep his opening 6, and we have the mirror match. 2 Highland Lakes facing off against each other. Pepin has the Thermo Alchemist. Yeah, chooses to play the Ether Theorist first. Which is met by a harnessed lightning harnessed. And now we get the Thermo Alchemists. Maybe Pepin was anticipating this and led with the Ether Theorist as a sacrificial lamb. Who knows? We have a renegade map for Jelle. Both of these players are playing decks that are more on the slow side, like to build up and generate impressive board states later on. And there we have a foil Thraben Inspector for Jelle, his favorite card. First blood in game 2 is for the Thermo Alchemist, and we have an anticipate out of Pepin to untap the Alchemist. So 2 damage so far. Evolving Wilds and a go. Okay, both players still nicely hitting their land. No, wait, Pepin is 1 down. Okay, Jelle sacrificing his renegade map to cast an Angelic Purge and exile the Alchemist, but Pepin has the Void Shatter to stop that plan. Jelle has the negate there, choosing not to play it. Okay, Thermo Alchemist does his poking game again and poses as a blocker for the Thraben Inspector as we wait for this game to develop. And now we have an Ether Theorist. And a Prophetic Prism for Jelle. Seems like he doesn't have that interesting a hand. Some negate, Prophetic Prism and land in there, I think. I think he drew another prism. No, he's flicking the cards too fast. I no idea what he drew. Alchemist does his ping ping thing. The chat has a good point. Angelic Purge should have been exiled, but I don't think it's relevant either. The Whirler Virtuoso he just played probably is. That's the other possible infinite combo. 3 decoction modules and a Whirler Virtuoso. I'm not sure if he has access to that. Prophetic Metallic. No, he's not playing any decoction modules. So there's no infinite combo possible with Whirler Virtuoso. Unless it's Panharmonicon, double Philidar Guardian, whatever's. Yella, oh, and Yella gets a Chandra. If this one sticks, it's looking very good for Yella, even though that Alchemist is capable of keeping Chandra in check. Yella, exiling a Cloud Blazer from the top, is unable to cast it, so just flings it at Pepain's head. And we also have the little Topter that could helping in the damage raise. And that's a Glimmer. So a shock in combination with so the Glimmer got Metallic rebuked, but the Alchemist still did his thing, getting Chandra down to 3. So any burn spell capable of dealing damage to players here can fix the issue. So Pepain went to second main phase for some reason, apparently. It's a Lightning Weaver for Pepain. A little bit of a forgotten tech here. Oh, and no spell to try and take down the Chandra. Chandra goes to 4. And we have a Philidar Guardian copying. Not sure. Copying Chandra to get another activation out of her. gets another Cloud Blazer that he cannot cast because he's missing 1 damage. I'm not sure if he played the land. I know he has one in his hand right now, which would be somewhat tilting. Yalla forgetting that the Weaver has reach. Okay, but he's still in a reasonably comfortable position here. It's very unfortunate that he lost both of those Cloud Blazers. Oh, Chandra Flamecaller meets a negate. Quite relevant, as that would have been capable of turning around the game for in Pepain's favor. Right now, Yalla is only in a slight advantage, but because Pepain is forced to try and keep Chandra in check, he's losing quite a bit of his power. Again, a shock is enough to get rid of Chandra, but we have the Trophy Mage, which will get the Dynavolt Tower, yes, which is also capable of attacking Chandra and making sure she doesn't go ultimate, causing a very swift demise for Pepain. So Yalla's turn. Reveals a renegade map, throws it at Pepain's face. Yala content to be sitting on his defense, probably planning to ride that Chandra all the way to victory at this point. Don't forget, any top-decked Sahili at this point is enough to be an instant win. And we have Harnessed Lightning taking out the Thermal Alchemists so that it can no longer annoy Chandra. Now the Dynavolt Tower is already lying in the wake to provide the damage that Pepe needs to keep Chandra under control. So it's not extremely problematic right now. And there is the Dynavolt Tower we talked about. Pepe has 3 energy available to him right now. And I think the Dynavolt Tower needs, yes, 5. Wow. So Dynavolt Tower needs 5 but gives 2 energy. As soon as he plays any spell, he has the energy needed to deal 3 damage to possibly Chandra. Likely Chandra. And Yala gets 4 of a kind, clearly beating the ragtag poker hand that Pepe has on the table. Okay, but Yala hasn't really drawn anything relevant or interesting these last couple of turns. Gets a Throb Inspector of the Chandra. How different this game would have been if there had been a Cloud Blazer. Oh no, wait, Lightning Weaver has reach, so that doesn't do that much. So Pepe in the tank. Yala still has quite an advantage in this match, clearly. Harnessed Lightning targeting the Felidar Guardian. The triggers gives him 2 extra energy, and there's gonna be 1 damage from the Weaver of Lightning targeting apparently the Whirler Virtuoso. Now, Yala has a negate in hand. Note that Pepe does not get the 3 energy or has to choose how much he's spending until the spell resolves here, which makes for a pretty interesting guessing game. And oh, apparently Yala has the Sahili in hand right now. So if he can protect the Felidar Guardian this turn, use Chandra as a lightning rod for any action that happens the rest of the turn, then he has the infinite combo. Alternatively, what's going on is he can just let it go and change his plan to using Chandra as his victory condition. The Whirler Virtuoso has 2 points of 1 point of damage from the I'm not sure. I thought the Whirler Virtuoso had 1 damage. I'm not sure why the second Inspector died there. But still. Yala has, I think, Chandra's Pyrohelix, Sahili, and Negate in hand. Probably all the tools he needs to fortify Chandra and try to go for a win through that. Still, any top deck Felidar Guardian is a way to infinite mana. The Dispel on top is better as a 2 damage to Pepein's face, though, as you cannot keep it in your hand and use it at a later time. It's not a Pyrohelix. No, it's Oath of Chandra. So Oath of Chandra comes in, deals 3 damage. Oh, and his Nissa. Nissa gets Void Shatter. The Void Shatter gets negated. Sahili gets Void Shattered. So that means he triggers his Oath of Chandra. Yes, and he even remembered. Okay, so Jelle looking to close out this match and secure his position in the top 8 here. So, what's Pepein's plan here? I think okay, draws a land. Probably not what he had wanted. Plays it. So, at what point does Chandra go ultimate? -7. Ooh, a Rise from the Tides from Pepein, attacking the game from a completely different angle here. He isn't perfectly set up for... his deck isn't that set up for Rise from the Tide, so it's only for 5 zombies, but those 5 zombies could be enough to put Jelle under enough pressure. Jelle is at 14 life, so this is not a lethal board. The Cloud Blazer gets him into a safe life total, as the Dynavolt Tower plus Burn Spell plus zombies could have been lethal, but the Pepein would need 1 or even 2 more relevant cards to actually make a dent in Jelle's plan. There's 2 other players that are 4-0 in this tournament. That's Mots and somebody, I forgot who the second person is, who I think drew to get into the top 8. And the way this is looking, Jelle will be joining them. At this point, the game has become academic. Pepein drops down to 1. Jelle has a table full of permanence, and there is the handshake. Jelle goes to 5-0, locks himself in for the top 8, even with a loss in the next round, but will most likely be drawing, and with that securing a probable top 1 seed as well, which means he gets to play in every match that he plays in the top 8, so he'll be playing first. And yeah, Pepein is now on 3-1-1. We'll need to win next round to have a chance for top 8. I'm not sure what the standings are looking right now. Usually X11 gets you in the top 8, but some of the players were discussing that it might be a bit tighter than usual. So thank you very much for sticking around with us. I'll get you back on some older coverage for you to enjoy.